The slippery slope is a simple fallacy that common politicians, lawyers, or even your mom uses when attempting to drive a point home. If you go to that party, you will get drunk and you will get yourself into trouble, and then your life will spiral into a pit of inescapable turmoil. So don't go to that fucking party. X leads to Y, therefore to prevent Y you should not do X. This is a fallacy simply because the logic is flawed. X does not always necessarily lead you to Y, only ever in the most extreme of cases. And as we know, extremes are only small percentiles in most situations. Manga collecting is not always a slippery slope, but for me at least it has been. And this video is meant to help those who are on their way down or attempting to slow their decline before it's too late. So what exactly is the slippery slope when it comes to manga collecting, and more importantly, why should you care? The X in this scenario is that you will begin to buy more manga that you can read, and then the Y is doing so will lead to a rapid burnout in your newfound passion. Now, this is not always the case, as there are tons of people who buy manga at a rapid rate and have yet to lose that itch that keeps them going. In a sense, this comes with all collecting. You want to collect something so bad that you are no longer enjoying it for the sake of consuming the content, but rather you are enjoying the rush of purchasing and adding X series to your massive growing collection, which in a way is the whole purpose of a collection, is it not? Yes, but what makes manga collecting different from, let's say, a stamp collection is that it isn't about purely collecting, but rather enjoying the series that you collect. Now, this slippery slope is made even more accessible with YouTube and Reddit acting as a catalyst. Now, what do I mean by that? Picture this. Let's say you live in a vacuumed environment with no access to YouTube or Reddit and you collected manga. You would only collect the series that you enjoy and want to complete, right? With no outside sources influencing you, your manga collection would be quite manageable because you can only read so much at a time. Sounds reasonable. Now adding YouTube and Reddit to the equation, and you are adding in not only recommendations of other series that you might not have discovered on your own, but most importantly, you add in egos and competition. You begin to see others with more than you. Or it may not even be that. Maybe you just also wish to have what they have. Not wanting more than X person, but enough to stand besides them. This is human nature, and the reason why life to most is a competition. You shouldn't feel embarrassed or ashamed that you fell into that cycle, because honestly, I am still stuck in its grasp. Not so much that I want to compete and have more volumes than anyone else, because trust me, there is no winning that race, and even if you did, who cares? But in the sense that I am a crow when it comes to manga collections. I see what others have as shiny things, and when they add on top of that a recommendation or just a few words to the series, I rush to eBay or Amazon to acquire my treasure. In our community, more is typically equated with a better collection, when we should really be valuing not only the quality of the person's collection, but just how much X series means to them. If I watch a collection video, an X person has 1,000 volumes and they are simply reading off their collection as if they were doing inventory. 1 to 39 of Berserk over here, and then we move down to this shelf and we have 1 to 247 of One Piece. It all becomes a monotonous chore for me to continue watching the video. I get it, you have a lot of fucking One Piece volumes, so does everyone else and their fucking mothers. But rather, when someone with a small or average collection speaks with enthusiasm and love for every single series in their collections, maybe little anecdotes and parables about how they got this fucking volume, it's telling me why they love the series, why they're attached to it, it also, brings a big grin to my stupid face hearing others also sharing in passion that I hold so dear. The point, I need to get to it and fast. Essentially, collect what you love, and when you're showing it to others, don't just read off the volumes, share the love you have with the series. In my honest opinion, that's how you get the most out of this little hobby of ours. Don't simply collect it for a number or to fit in with the status quo. Well, that's just my theory on manga collecting.
A game theory!
Alright, I had to do that. Whatever you do, I just hope you enjoy it. Later, guys.